that music fresh as I turn it like way down. Let's go say, let's go ahead and say hi to some people. Let's go ahead. Okay. That's what kind of day it is. All right. How you guys doing? Let's see who we got. I know I just started. Just said it was going to be nice, short, and sweet. Y'all can let me know what the audio is like. You know, do we have good music to voice levels? Anyway. Lisa. Ana Mireya. Super A Gaming. You guys, it's so heartwarming that you're here. Lisa's like, Anna, we miss you. I've been missing Ana Mireya like crazy, you guys. It's tough, you know, when you just love and care about somebody so much, and somehow it's like mysteriously, I feel that in the content life, like it can be very mysterious when people are not talking to you. Like, you imagine how long Ginger was in the hospital and stuff. Like, Ana Mireya couldn't get into her Discord, you guys. So Mirella, I just, it warms my heart. She's got a heart of gold, you guys. Shambler, somebody that I deeply love, deeply care about. It's okay for men to say that. I do care. There's no raid, there's no nothing today. It's just kind of short, sweet, easy. I just really wanted to talk to you guys. I want to open this. It's, you know, very hard to see in the close-up camera, but sort of like that Cinderace one that we did, right? And so, like I say, you know, we're not doing any like raid mini game or anything. You know, this is no bells and whistles, but the epicness of the card. So I hope that you guys will concentrate on that with me, but more so, maybe just, is there anything going on with y'all's life? You know, that's what I want to know today. Is like, what is everybody feeling? What's everybody going through? I'm kind of here to listen to you guys, is what I would really like. So let's kind of see that. Mireya saying, barely got my account back. She logged out and she had the 2-factor authentication on. Had to look for her old phone, you guys. Isn't that nuts? Is that me getting Facebook messages, or is that like in this thing? Yeah, so it is. My wife is actually talking about my son's toe. So he's got like a messed up looking toe, it looks like, you know, so we're thinking there's a chance that it's infected. It's just like, we thought it was getting better. I don't even remember how long ago it was that he heard it, but he heard it tripping over some stuff, and hasn't really gotten too much. Like, it was like getting better, and then it got a lot worse randomly. I don't know. It's kind of a long, convoluted thing that I've been dealing with it, and he doesn't like anybody messing with it. So my wife was just messaging me saying that she got some ointments for his toe, because we're needing to step it up here. So let's see what you guys are saying, and then we'll start opening these, you guys. But check this out. Isn't this nice? So look at this Rillaboom promo here. I need to get my cameras all set up. I'm way behind, man. It's because it's been a while since I also was live with you guys, I feel like. Has it been a while? Was I live last week? Feels like way too much has happened since then, so let's hear about it. Let's hear what you guys are all doing and everything, okay? So I want to hear what you guys, what's going on in your lives. Please, tell me, please, open up to me. So yeah, that's a really cool card. Let's go ahead and kind of get some sleeves ready for this. But yeah, Mireille, okay, so Anna was saying dip his toe in peroxide. And she was saying, you know, if it bubbles, he might have a little infection. She said it can also be a bruise under the skin, a little broken toenail. Yeah, it's kind of on the inner part of the pinky toe. Kind of in the inner part somewhat. So somehow he scraped that. Inner and top. Inner and upper. So, look at me. I left Facebook open and so I can hear these. Okay. So let's see. Super Ray said that he prepared some legendary Pokemon for the upcoming home cup. Yeah, I don't know when that's going to all happen and stuff, but I do not play Scarlet and Violet, you guys. It was such a, like, disappointment as a game. I like the cards. And what's interesting is, like, as I was kind of getting back into the card game, you guys know that Pokemon Go was the series that brought me back in for the card set. And then I was like, wait, I like Silver Tempest it's like really amazing. And then Crown Zenith came out, and I was like, this is my favorite and stuff. Like I kept saying each new one was my favorite aside from Pokemon Go, and of course base set and jungle and all that. But then, you know what's crazy is that Scarlet and Violet cards came out, and I like them, but they're not my favorite. So at least I know I'm not just like, oh, what's the new shiny thing? It's my favorite. You know, like, no, I'm not like that. So that's good, I guess, right? I'm not just a simp for whatever the newest thing is. Let me tilt this a little bit that way, and we'll get started opening again. No fluff. Let's just open to have fun. Let's do our card trick right here. It's 1, 2, 3, and to the 4. And tell me about your lives, you guys. I mean, what are you guys doing? I'm trying to fish, okay? I'm trying to get that out of you. Let's see if we can kind of just adjust everything here. All right. It's rumored to be May 12th. Okay, Super A. And Lisa was saying, you know, got an owl chick to help. So cute and feisty. I bet, dude. I love owls so much. Hey, I think I see an epic border. What the Crown Zenith? Are you going to do this to me? Here we go, you guys. Blammo! It's Cynthia's ambition. Dude, what? There wasn't even a reverse in here. This was like a weird pack, but look at that. Dude, so this is one of those like alternate arts, I think, because normally it's like, okay, if the card looks full like that, you know, it's a full art, and so you have the character like way up close and all this stuff. This is like different kind of artwork, and typically looks very illustration-y, kind of hand-drawn. This is so epic, dude. Look at that. So that's actually part of the Galarian Gallery, so that's what that is. You guys can see GG60. I was sitting here wondering. That is great. That's an awesome first poll, man. I know this chat has simped for Cynthia before, at least the chat when everyone's here. Okay, look at that, though. The centering is way off. Lisa, I know that we've been talking about this a lot. Look at that centering. Isn't that crazy? All right. So not too bad, you guys. Pretty dang good, if you ask me. For a first pack. Let's do it. We got another. We'll open all our Crown Zeniths here first. But, yeah, Shambler, I hope that you're doing well. I want to try... This is the crazy thing, Sham, is I was, like, thinking... I wish that there was a place that had, like, our videos of Splatoon when we played Splatoon. And I was thinking, like, is there some way that we could just have, like, a low-effort Splatoon channel of just, you know, our 4-stack or whatever? And I figured that's probably too much work than any of us are, like, willing to even do, even if it was low. Are you kidding me? Look at the border. Look at the border. There's something else here. I think we got something else crazy, you guys. I think we got something else crazy. But yeah, Sham, it's just like I don't really do Splatoon content anywhere, and I tried my hand at it, but it was just like algorithmically and everything else, it kind of made sense, but I was like, I wish we just had a channel that was videos of our 4-stack goodness. You know, any matches that you play. Dude, this card is incredible. This card is one of those that we've pulled one time, and it actually came out when Lapras was in Pokemon Unite. Like, so when they had just released that Pokemon to the roster, and I was like, holy crap, this card is amazing. Like, look at all the extra Pokemon and everything. Totally would not have thought that we'd pull that again, though. So that is dope fresh. And again with the Galarian Gallery, because that's number 5 out of 70. But then this, blammo, look at that. You guys, I don't think we have the Zacian V-Star. I think I got the Zamazenta. We're going to have to go deep into the well to see it. We're going to have to go deep into the well. We got one of those, though. That is so fresh. Not bad at all, man. This is a winning box here that we're pulling. What if the last Crown Zenith pack is, like, completely epic like these? Like, what if we get some banger? I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. Man, this music seems dope. I don't know how much y'all can hear the music or not. I've been in very Zelda-y spirits. been very focused on Zelda. We got the new game coming out. I'm gonna stream that on day 1. And then what's interesting is, like, pretty much right after that stream, I'm gonna probably eat some food and then go pick up my son from school. And then we're going to my sister-in-law. She's gonna be graduating. I love her, you guys. My sister-in-law is like my blood sister to me, my real blood sister, you know. Back to Zero shows up, says, am I late? Listen, you're never late unless you're feeling late. Because to me, Back to Zero is just always awesome. Look at this. B2Z, we done pulled that out of the first. Look at that. Look at that. We pulled that out of the first, and then this one out of the next pack. It had these 2. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So we have one last Crown Zenith pack real fast. It came out of this Rillaboom, you know, like 3-pack promo or whatever. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, Back to Zero. You gotta maybe get chat to talk about their lives, because I was trying to get chat to talk about their lives. I said, you know, hey, can you guys tell me what's going on in your life? I want to talk about y'all's lives. You know what I mean? I want to talk about y'all's lives. Look at this border. Again, we're going to get something banging. This pack, this box of Crown Zenith, are you guys kidding me? It's going to be dope. Look at that. It's going to be some kind of V, probably. I don't know. Some kind of epic borderness. Look at that. Shaman. That's shaman. Are you kidding me? Lisa said, mine's boring. I bet you it is not. You're talking about saving an owlet. How is that boring? Having an owl chick? That's incredible to me. Whew, they're going hardcore on the Zacian, you guys. We got the Zacian V-Star and a Zacian V. So, I want to tell y'all a little something. It's not anything intense. I will not be an expert by any means, okay? So, you guys, I have learned. I know that some of you guys probably aren't involved in playing the trading card game. Maybe you're involved in watching these streams, which I really appreciate and love. It means a hell of a lot to me. I wasn't really involved in playing except for when I was a child, right? I think I've told that story plenty of times. And so, you guys, I'll tell you, I didn't even know that V-Stars were supposed to come from the V, see? So it says evolves from Zacian V. I never read that. I was just like, oh, that's cool. It comes from a Zacian. Like, I thought it could be any Zacian. So it's got to be V to V-Star. And so these are worth 2 prize packs. So, like, if you didn't play if you didn't play the trading card game as, like, the actual game itself or whatever, you have 6 prize packs, both players, right? And so those are essentially when all the prize packs are gone, like, that player wins if they took all 6 of them, because you've got 6. So the V and the V-Star count for 2. So that means, like, you really don't want to lose these if you have them. If you're playing these right now, you don't want them to get knocked out or whatever, because then the opponent's going to get 2. But also, they're generally kind of these high cost, high reward. See, look, Sword Star, that takes 2 steel and 2 colorless energy right there. That's 4 energies, man. That's crazy. There's not too many cards. Back to Zero could probably tell us more. I think there's just, like, a few cards that take more than 4 energy. Like, that's, like, usually the max that you see. And Back to Zero, I didn't think V-Stars were 3, but, I mean, you probably know better than I do, too, on that one. But I know that, yeah, okay, this says, if it's knocked out, then your opponent takes 2 prize cards. So that's the same as the V. See, when your Pokemon V is knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prize cards. So the way that I figured all this out, you guys, is that I've actually been using these code cards, finally. I used to just give these away, but these come in every pack of Pokemon cards, and I've been redeeming them, and I thought, like, you know what? I need to not be such a poser, right? Like, I need to actually know what the value is of these cards from a competitive standpoint, and so I started getting into it, man. You guys know I don't have a lot of free time, but it's kind of nice because I can just go in and I can test a deck. Like, I'll just create a deck solely out of everything I've redeemed or whatever through these cards. And yeah, it's been really interesting. So let me go ahead and get back to y'all's lives, though, because I asked, and at least Back to Zero gave me some information. I know Lisa gave me a little bit too. Let's open up one of these bad boys, and then we'll open up the last one later. Trick or trade, you guys. Back to Zero said, I think there's a Charizard that takes 5. So yeah, there's like really not that many, if it's even multiple. But like, I think there are just like a few cards that would actually do more than 4 energies. Look at that. We get Miss Magius as our hit out of that one. I think we've got 1 Miss Magius in the collection. The one thing about these is they're always compromised. So look at that. Lisa was talking about her OCD before. This is a slightly bent card or whatever. They just always seem to be, you know, somewhat compromised either on the sides or the bending. You can kind of get a bend out of cards sometimes, you know. You just put them in like a sleeve or a top loader. You put them, definitely sleeve it up first, but like put something heavy on top of it, you know, like a big book, that kind of thing. But yeah, Back to Zero was saying, I've just been opening my PC, adding an SSD to it, but it looks like the drive's just broken. Well, hey there, you know what? At least your internal drive is not broken. Am I right? Am I right, Back to Z? I hope not, man. So you know that I look up to you, and you know that I care about your life. And if your PC's hurting, I can understand if you're hurting as well. But you know what? You got to get back on that horse, if that was a thing, and get to it, man. Get back into it. So when a drive is just broken, are we talking about the solid state that you're adding to it is broken, or there's something else? The hard drive that was already there? Or are you talking about the metaphorical drive that I said was not broken? I was like, the internal drive, metaphorically, figuratively, the drive is fine. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I hope Back to Zero is not crying in a corner. Lisa said, ouch, my kid's taking a PC class soon so he can fix his shit. She said, I'm tired of doing it. Really? So it's the one that you were adding that was broken, and the drive in your heart? You guys, we gotta try to pick up Back to Zero's heart. It needs some drive, so you just put a little bit of kick in that step, man. I know you can do it. Give it some time, you know. Take a few deep breaths on it, meaning take your time. Think about it when the time is right. Get back to it, dude. Get back to it. We got a glass score. See if there's any cuts. Nope. Putting light on this thing doesn't... Okay, there's some horizontal lineage right there. Yeah, man, we're just never going to get a perfect reverse holo, are we? One free of cuts. One free of me and Lisa's OCD centeringness or whatever. That's okay. I say when life gives you reverse holos, you make reverse lemons. You make reverse lemons out of them. Besides, I like smaller victories, you guys. They're easier to carry. Smaller victories, easier to carry. So that's the thing. Back to Zero. I bet there's some smaller victories too. Right now, you're just going through a minor setback. It's a painful one. They can be painful. But you're gonna get this, mate. He says, best I can do is recover my data. Hopefully it shouldn't be too hard. Now you're talking. It ain't too hard, son. Not if you're back to zero. I got all the faith in the world for Back to Zero. Alright, so this was interesting. I'm probably never going to buy one of these again, man, unless we can get a better deal on it. It's not about the pack at all, because we haven't opened that, right? The thing is, some people believe that these check lane, these blisters are just poop. To some degree, I would agree. In the respect that you can get these cards, these promos, a lot of the times they're in other packs. So, like, we got a Silver Tempest, right? But these promos, they may come from, like, Lost Origin. They're now doing some for Scarlet and Violet. Sometimes, though, the promo cards that are in there are actually sort of unique. It might be the Cosmos Hollow. Cosmos Hollow means, like, it's going to have these little... It almost looks like stars and, like, planets in the hollow pattern. This one is not it. This is a little bit more typical. Like, this is what we think of for, like, a normal hollow, right? It kind of looks like that. But the Cosmos one is, like, when you look at it, you can tell. I wish I had one kind of close by. I wonder... Let's check if that Rillaboom maybe was one. Okay. It's kind of like this, but do you see how there's like spots for the holographic? I'm trying to get the right light angle. Yeah, like that. See how there's like spots and things? So it would be like if this same card that has the normal holographic in it had like the spots style. Just what they say. Sometimes that's rare because like you might not be able to find that unless it's in the check lane. So now let me go back to my original point about those check lanes. You know, some people were talking crap about them. The thing is that the Pokemon Company, they announced a while ago that there was inflation and all that, so cards would be costing more. And then it was like on top of that, Target and Walmart both sort of increased their price as well. So it was like, okay, Scarlet and Violet, they're going to be $4.49 now with inflation, right? Instead of the $4 that booster packs used to cost or whatever. And it was like inflation. They said the materials to make them and all this stuff was the reason. But the thing is that Target and Walmart both also added on like an extra 50 cents. So it was like, I don't know where that came from. Did that come from Target and Walmart's inflation, their own version? Or were they just greedy? You know, what is it? I don't know, because you go to like Best Buy and you can actually get Scarlet and Violets for $4, and the PokemonCenter.com lists them at $4.50 or whatever, $4.49 technically, but this is American dollars, of course. I'm sorry, guys, US dollars. But like, you know, the Pokemon Center and Best Buy, they still have them at $3.99. So like, that's where I'm gonna get all my shit, to be honest, unless I, you know. It might be that you want Evolving Skies. Well, you can't really get that too often at Best Buy, so then you'd go to Walmart for that. But hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. Okay. So, you guys, let's see it. I think we got a nice border peeking out. Nice border. You guys, man, on a day that I'm kind of chillaxed and don't care what I pull, we're starting to get these crazy borders. That's the secret. You gotta not care. And then Pokemon Universe is like, let's give that guy all the hits. The guy that doesn't care that much, eh? But okay, let me go back to reading what you guys are saying, because I'm much more interested in that, alright? But back to Zero, he said, my smaller victory is that I've cleaned the inside of my PC too. You should have seen the dust, dude. I almost feel like I'm living vicariously through you, because I cleaned mine as well. This was like a few months ago, to be honest, and then I had to keep cleaning it because it was just like, I feel like my computer was acting differently after that. It was like, we need cleaning regularly. Boom, Superior V-Star. This is a card that I've pulled before, but very, very early on. You guys, this is Silver Tempest. This was probably like the first maybe big hit of Silver Tempest. I haven't seen another one since then. So this was probably one of my first big hits for Silver Temp. It's looking nice, man. Look at that centering. It is phantasmic. That's pretty good, man. It does Starwinder. This deck does 60 damage for each energy card that's attached to this Pokemon. You switch this one with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay. So when you use that move, you have to switch it? Man, that's crazy. See, you're kind of looking to do, like, you know, you either do this move, the Regal Blender. You may move any amount of energy from your Pokemon to your other Pokemon. Okay. So you can take energy off of it and stuff. Interesting. But yeah, Shambler is saying, I wish that we could 4-stack again in Tricolor. That's been my one hope and dream of Splatoon. It's something I wish would come back that just, it looks like at this stage in the game, it's never going to come back. And it makes me upset. Because I just feel like I only get really like half of the Splatfest. Because my favorite thing is to play with 4 people that I enjoy playing with. You know what I mean? But, yeah. A Shambler said, the Turf Wars is all we got now. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad. I ain't gonna lie, it's broken. But, you know, I think I need to learn to just enjoy, and maybe you too, but enjoy what we do get, and it seems like you and Tater at least enjoy getting to play the tries together to some degree. Check this out. We got Astral Radiance coming up next, you guys. Lisa said you do need to clean it pretty often. We have a lot of dust from the fields. Back to Zero said that means you could stack like 10 energy deal. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be insane. That's the thing is like when I actually play now as an adult, because like I said, I played as a kid and things were a lot different back then, but playing the TCG competitive as an adult, I get the sense that like I need more energies than I actually need, because then when I overload my deck with energies, it's like weird. I get it too often. Like I haven't found the right balance, I guess is what that means, you know, of like how many energies should I have in a 60 card deck, since standard play is 60 cards each deck. All right, you guys, we got Astral and yet another border. Look, are you kidding me? God, what's going on? Thank you for this. I really appreciate it, but I'm like, you know, kind of, what's the word when you're like, am I flippant? I forgot what flippant means, you guys, but I'm like carefree. I'm just kind of go with the flow right now, but they give me all the hits today. The Pokemon gods, Arceus, is saying, hey, go ahead, have this hit, have that banger. Do it to it, man. So, yeah, Lisa, thank you so much for helping Back to Zero. Everybody should help Back to Zero. Just give him a little kick in his step. B2Z, somebody that I've known for so long at this point, man. Back to Zero, can you believe it? We are that old now. We've known each other that long. Oh, that is an amazing card. Why today? What? That's awesome. Holy. You guys, Origin Form Dialga, this is like massive. That's like huge. Oh gosh, I don't even want to touch it. Holy ass. It's not like an alt or secret or anything like that, but it's like, this card is incredible. Back to Zero said, speaking of the Pokemon gods. Oh my gosh. Dude. What is going on today? You guys. That is so cool. Lisa said room silence. Oh man. Shambler was like, Team Water, we own track color to 4-stack. That was the funnest Splatfest ever. And I don't like water starters except Poplio, so it was a miracle. You said that's an alt? Is it really an alt? I knew it wasn't a secret, you know, it doesn't have the number thing or whatever, but yeah, so that's an alt art. Holy dick. You guys, let's just for shoots and Googles. Let's look up Origin Form Dialga V. That's Astral Radiance. Let's look that card up real quick. So TCG Player has it at... Oh, wait, it's the alternate full art, right? I was going to say, TCG Player has this at 175, but that's the, like, regular V full art. The alt one, though, is $40. So this card is being sold for $40 right now on TCG Player. Sometimes I like to check price charting as well to compare the two and see kind of like what eBay's been having them at, too. It's at $35.42 as an average for an ungraded one. I've seen some that sell for $56, some of them $43, $29, $32. So you see it's kind of all over the board. But yeah, that's a dope card. Damn, you guys. Isn't that crazy? Man, I wish I was more in the spirit. Like, I wish I was... thinking like, hey, we need to get the biggest hits and all this stuff. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna be happy with whatever I get and I'm not gonna care too much. And then just blammo, like, we get like massive hits today. You guys, that's insane. And I was also saying it's just gonna be a short stream today, you know. I feel like I should keep opening. We should keep opening. So we got this, we got the Halloweenies. Looks like I can see it already, since it's only 3 cards here. Trying to open this properly because the wrapper's stuck to it. There we go. See, guys, this Pokemon also coming into Pokemon Unite. Me Chandelure. Got Spinny. Got Murkrow. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and keep reading what you guys are saying. So, yeah, thanks back to Zero, though, for making sure I'm looking up the alt. But, let's see. Such a sexy card, you said. Shambler said, I beat the single-player Splatoon last night. Nice. You got the hero gear, man. Shambler. That's what I'm talking about. MVP. MVP. Incredible, dude. Increíble. Good job, Shambler, you guys. Look at that. We got some good cards. Shambler's gotten some good... I mean, there's a lot of wins out there today, you guys. Let's try to think about some of those, man. When you think about it, you know, back to Zero, he's trying this thing. He's trying to get that SSD up in there. He's cleaned the computer. It really needed it from what it sounds like. If it's anything like mine, I can imagine what the dust was like. I mean, actual piles and stuff. Like, it gets nuts. It gets completely nutso. What was I going to say? But yeah, at Shambler, though, he's beating the single player Splatoon. He's getting the hero gear. Lisa looking after the owl chick, the owlet. You guys, incredible. Super Ray said he's trying to get all the gold medals in Blandimals, which is a game where you combine animals and make interesting combinations. You know what's crazy? That reminds me of Impossible Creatures. There was this game back when, I guess I would have been in high school. Maybe 8th grade, but then probably more likely high school. Impossible Creatures, you used to be able to fuse like a tiger and an alligator. You'd fuse any animals that they have there together, and then it was a real-time strategy. So you think like StarCraft, Warcraft, you know, Command and Conquer, all those games, real-time strategy, right? RTS. And so you'd send your army of fused creatures. You guys got to look this game up, man. This game's fresh. Impossible Creatures. And so Lisa was like, indeed, Zero, indeed. Frame that bitch. The bitch could get framed. I don't know. I don't really have a way to frame my cards yet, you know? I mean, you go buy a frame. I'm just saying I'd want something specific for cards. You know, I think they sell those kinds that have like a stand, like a base, and then the frame, and you slide it in there, perhaps. Shambler said, I'm B- in ranked and climbing, and Tater's B+ and on the verge of the A-. You guys, can we also get a little bit of love for Tater going through COVID? Shambler was saying, you know, she wasn't really going anywhere except for like this one place, you know, for a dentist and stuff. You know, that's what it takes. And I just felt so bad when I read that, because at least my COVID experience was just awful. Like, it just floored me. It just ruined me. Like, I probably still have not recovered fully from that. And so, I think it's always good to just, sometimes we have a little chat at the end of these. Sometimes we don't. I realize, been a lot of just kind of negative talk lately. Maybe you guys notice, maybe you don't. It's been especially painful because it's like, you know, everybody else is hurt by the economy, right? Like, I think it's just in the world too. So I'm not just speaking to the people that are in my country and stuff, because like, I know that everybody's feeling that. And so something that goes along with that is when that is coupled with like, so when I say work, I actually mean content creation, but I also mean my job outside of that. I have my own business and stuff. Work is like going terrible on all fronts. And that's the crazy thing, is I kind of thought at one stage in my life, like maybe around 2019, 2020, before COVID and during COVID, I'm just saying that was like around when I like really started to think more deeply on it. It was also when I inherited my grandfather's stocks, was like a little bit before then. I just kind of thought like I need to be a little bit better financially in terms of my future, I need to think of like multiple streams of income, because I knew what was happening to my Dr. Kendo Commentaries channel, but then I didn't really foresee what was going to happen on my business, you know, outside of content. I didn't really foresee that that was going to like dry up pretty badly. And there's kind of several parts to it. I don't know if y'all want to hear the whole story, and I've only got about 15 minutes, so let's make sure I keep to my time here. If you're watching me right now because you wanted cards, we're probably done right here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do some cards tomorrow. So, you know, if you need to leave right now, I just appreciate that you were here. Thank you. You know, I'll leave some of the hits on screen so you guys can see them. But, yeah, we're just talking about life now. So anybody that has to go, I completely understand, man. So yeah, again, it's the economy's hard for everyone, right? And so the problem with the content business, at least, when I try to think about that, and maybe this is a little bit more revenue focused, whereas you really shouldn't think about trying to make money from content. Like, if you make money, that's just an added bonus, okay? It's just something you should not ever, and believe me, it's hard, okay? It's very hard. Shambler saying, I always love to hear your story. I will always support you, brother. That, you know, that almost makes me want to cry. Like, that's so sweet. That's really meaningful to me. I often feel like nowadays, especially lately, like a lot of people don't want to listen to me. Don't really care about me, I guess. I kind of have felt like people don't care about me, and that's ridiculous. I know that there's some people out there that care about me. So it's in my head, okay? Like, it's an anxiety. But, yeah, so again, if we try to think about content as like revenue, that's really not good because it's so unstable. Like, I've talked about content creation a lot on these streams, so I'm sure this crowd that's here, that's chatting with me, y'all know what I'm talking about when I say that. The issue is that also on the other side, my business, I kind of let that business dry out because I started the Pokemon Go channel. That was in late 2019, but really 2020. And, you know, it obviously took off with COVID, and so I, like, went even deeper into it at that point, which is the channel we're streaming from right now. But then I did the Unite channel in 2021 in the summer, and I just sort of, like, being that, you know, I'm only one man, like, I would stretch myself way too thin already. And so, like, something has to give, you know? Is it my personal relationships? Is it one of the channels? Is it two of the channels? Is it my business outside of it? So it turns out it was multiple things over a long period of time. So, like, I should be grateful, of course, that, you know, I've kind of held on to success for so long, and I was making money kind of from all these entities, right? I guess where I'm at now is, like, every single one of those is extremely bad revenue-wise, and I, you know, have told you guys this already, kind of, so, like, I know I'm regurgitating that, but I guess where I'm kind of going with this story now is just that, like, I'm trying to figure out how can I at least take advantage of just kind of now until, like, September, when I really have to have stuff figured out. How can I move towards the parts that are going to be life fulfilling rather than wallet fulfilling? Does that make sense? So how can I personally connect and do the part of it that I love and not really worry about the money? I will be okay if, you know, I can't make $0, but, like, if I just kind of make meager wages until September, I will be okay. But at that point, that will be kind of more dangerous if it continues that way for much longer, right? Like, they say in this day and age, like, you should have, like, what was it, 3 months to 6 months? And then they changed it to, like, 6 months to a year's worth of your, like, bills, you know? And so if I, like, sold stock or I got into my savings and stuff and then made these wages that I do, and my wife, she has a stable job and everything. She has a full-time gig. And so, like, we would be okay. We won't be on the streets and stuff like that. Clearly, I want a better life for my son, you know, so I'm not looking to get into a position where I do have to rely on, all right, I got to sell off my stock now, or I have to deplete my savings and stuff. Like, I'm not looking to do that, right? That wouldn't be a good thing. No one wants to if they have those things. I'm very fortunate to have those things. Holy shit, you know? Like, I'm very lucky that I have those things. So, I'm so sorry for being so long-winded with this, you guys, but just, I guess why I'm trying to go on with this speech is just that, like, the thing that makes me the happiest, forgive me, I like don't know why this is gonna make me like, I'm trying not to cry too much because it affects your voice, but just like, the thing that makes me the happiest is kind of two main things. Was doing good for the world, like really trying to help other people. Like, that was kind of like the number one thing, was just like helping people. The other thing, though, was just like actually finding, even if it was just, you know, how many of you guys are here? Like, I turned off the view count for a reason, but I presume there's like 4 or 5 of you guys that are here and stuff. Like, having 4 or 5 people that actually like care about me on a deeper level than just like watching entertaining content, right? Like, care about me as a human being and stuff. I found out that like that was really the thing that I was looking for. And you know, like, it is, again, really nice if you can make some money like doing those things, but it's just like so unrealistic. It's so stressful. It's really, really hard to do. And so I'm just kind of cracking under all that pressure, and it's finally coming to like a close. And so again, I hope that like you guys can see it's even bringing me to tears, but it's just like, that's the part that really has meant a lot to me. And so I kind of want to make sure that we do this part of it. So help people, but really kind of connect and experience life with each other here. You know, if it means that only 5 of us are here together, then that's what that means, and that would be great. You know, I want that to be fine. So I guess that's the point, right? I guess the point is that from now until like September, I just I hope that y'all feel open to kind of connecting with me on like a friend level, you know, rather than like I'm a streamer, I'm a video creator, and you just watch my videos for like entertainment. Like, I'm just trying to say, like, community is, I guess, the thing that we should have before I potentially have to lose it. So yeah. So I don't know how that's gonna happen. I don't know what that's gonna look like. I guess that'll be the last statement. I'll read the chat after this, but I don't know, you know, what is that gonna look like? Is it gonna look like, you know, I do one last like kind of charity project? Is it gonna look like I do, you know, just streams like this where I just kind of talk to y'all and try to, you know, tell you about my life, hear about your lives, sort of like people sitting in a room together, right? You know, like that sort of thing. So yeah, I don't know yet. We'll figure that out, but that's what I'm going to try to focus on, okay? So hopefully you guys can keep me accountable, right? Y'all can keep me accountable. So, okay, back to Zero was saying it looks like the files on the solid state drive are completely dead, bummed out. At least they were just games. Were they games you can recover? Like, were they Steam? Or I guess it wouldn't be Steam, would it? Because if the games are on the drive, not like on the cloud-based like Steam, I don't know. What does that entail? Back to Zero. Lisa said, "We always got you, Duck." She said, "You built a very epic community, and that's because of you." That's the thing, Lisa, is it's like, it's so weird, because I think that I told myself not to take that for granted the whole time, right? Like, you know, as the Pogo boom happened with COVID, and you know, as I then got a strikers club, or like whatever stage of the last 2 years or so has been, I try to tell myself, like, don't take this for granted, you know, like it can totally end. And the problem is that, like, I think no matter what, I like just did end up kind of taking it for granted. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I guess I think what I'm trying to say is, like, I'm just, like, I am sad that it's over and potentially over. I mean, anything can happen. What is it? How many months is it till September? So 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 4 months, because it's not the end of September. So yeah, it's like I'm giving myself about 4 months. I mean, anything can happen, so I wouldn't count it as completely over or anything. But yeah, so I guess I'm just saying that, like, I, wish that I had slowed down and, like, just sort of enjoyed the moments, because I was even telling myself when I was at my height of, like, pogo and stuff like that, I was like, man, this could all end, in no time. I shouldn't have been saying that. I should have just been enjoying, because I already know that. I don't need to be saying that stuff. I should have just slowed down, enjoyed it, and I did. Like, let's not get me completely wrong. Like, at least I did have fun moments, and, like, we did some really good things. Like, we've done the Nurse Joy project, and I'm actually about to have a video update on that. So there'll be an update on Nurse Joy. I really appreciate doing that. But, like, there were so many other times, like, especially at the height of it, we were doing, like, a charity every quarter, remember, for Community Day. It was like every other Community Day was like a charity endeavor of some kind. And it may not have been, like, traditional charity. It might have been, like, when we raised money for Mirella's classroom. You know what I mean? She was, like, a teacher struggling with all the COVID stuff. And then, like, in general, teachers struggle as it is. You don't need to throw COVID into the mix. And so we raised money for her class. Like, that was, like, some of the best. We did the sickle cell, the Hands of Hope for Sailor Moon. And it was just, like, over and over again, we were achieving these things. Like, wow. Sometimes I didn't think we could do that much. If we got, like, $1,000, I didn't think we could get that high. So that was, like, really, really cool, that we did that. So I'm really grateful for those experiences. It looks like the Rogue Renegade is up in here, man. Sorry, I just spent the last, 15 minutes, like, crying and talking about what's happening, because I'm about to end the stream. So I was just saying, things are they're potentially over in September, but I'm not sure. Anything can happen. It's kind of like, Lisa is saying, oh wait, that was actually about Back to Zero. Oh my gosh. She said you can try bringing it to Best Buy and see if the techs can access it. The memory is in there somewhere. And I thought, all I read while I was talking, Lisa, like, I was like, I need to get to that chat. I just read the memory is in there. And so I thought you were saying not something to Back to Zero, but I thought that was saying something like, yeah, think about all the memories, the memory is there, like, that we've had and stuff. So, but yeah, Shambler said, you mean top 4 in the world club when you handed it over? And yeah, that was the thing, Sham, is like, you saw that, like, Disciple was he seemed like he was very invested in, like, trying to, I felt like he was, like, making it about him and stuff, because he was, like, making those announcements that were like, when I took the club over, we took it to number 3 or 2 or whatever where they were at and stuff like that. When I took it from Kendo, all this stuff, and he named it the Resistance and all that. For me, I was, like, so happy that I had a strikers club that, it performed well, but I made it about everybody else. Like, I didn't make it about myself. I was like a coach. I was like a leader almost, like, when I didn't even feel like one, but I was, like, being one. And to me, it was much more important to recognize the other people in the club. I wanted it to be a fun environment for them. And that's why I wasn't crazy on, like, oh, if you're not playing the game, we're going to kick you out and stuff. Remember, like, there was all that talk about that. So, yeah, it's just, to me, that's always what my goal is. It's like, it could be about Pokemon Go content. It could be about the cards. It could be about anything. It's like, how do we help and enrich other people's lives? It's not about me. You know what I mean? And that's why it sucks that, like, money is the thing that's getting in the way of me possibly continuing this. Because if the world didn't operate on money, then yeah, I could, like, just keep trying to help people, So, anyway, Back to Zero said, Thanks for the help, Lisa. I appreciate it. Might just need to get a new drive. Wish I left a note on it so someone finds it in the dump so they can send it back. Yeah. Lisa said, that's true too. Lots of epic moments for sure. Shambler said, it's like that now when DKB took it over from Disciple. It's all about having fun now. I think, you know, even if you get competitive and stuff, that's how other people want to live, and that's fine. It's just, it wasn't me. I didn't want it to be about myself. Remember, Shambler, you had been to those Strikers streams and stuff, and it was like, it was fun to like watch me play or whatever, but I think there was an environment of this being a team. Like we were how many people are in a club? 20? So we were like a 20-man club that it was all about that. I felt it was about the community. It was about the friendships within the club, but it was like about enriching everybody's lives together through that. So I guess that's what I'm trying to do. So, you know, when I was here opening cards up today and I was like, you guys tell me about your lives, it's because like I kind of don't want to waste another second not being your friends, you know? So yeah, thanks for listening to my rants. Rogue Renegade, sorry if you're still here and you're like, what the hell? He's like not opening a single card. We already did the cards. We'll be back tomorrow with cards. Today we had bangers. It was crazy. We had bangers. Look at all that. It was crazy cool. But I'm going to leave now and I'm going to go pick up my son from school. And there were times that, you know, as I let my content channels, I just kind of let them take over sometimes, and I would let my business outside of content fall by the wayside as I got more channels, or I'd let, you know, my relationship with my son suffer, you know, or something like that, and it's just, that's not right, obviously, so I'm trying to figure it out, you guys. Super Ray said, what will you do after your stream? Thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm just gonna go pick up my son now. Probably gonna watch. I don't think he's gonna do it, but I was talking to him about the Pokemon anime. He has seen like everything on Netflix for the Indigo League. He watched every episode at some point over the last year, and it seems like he's completely forgotten it. Because I talked to him, I was like, dude, do you remember when Onyx came up from underground and stuff like that, and everyone was afraid? And he was just like, no. And like everything I was bringing up about the anime, I was like, do you remember when Ash said it's a Caterpie? All these moments, and he like didn't remember him. And I said, man, little dude, we gotta watch the anime all over again. How about tomorrow after school, which would be today now? And he was like, yes. You know, he was excited about that. But I feel like we're gonna get home and he's just gonna want to play My Singing Monsters and Pokemon Shuffle and, you know, like all the Pokemon Quest. So I don't know. Stand by. Maybe we'll be watching the anime. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, try to help each other out. Go forth. You know, please just love the world. We're here to try to help people as long as we can. So thank you again. I should be here tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. So much love.